Hello, fifth graders, and welcome to Language Arts for today. We're going to be continuing on today with our work with friendly letters. So it's really important if you've not gone back to look at the feedback that I gave you yesterday, do so now because I'm going to be grading today's assignment with more of a rubric. And so I really need you to make sure that you're understanding where you're supposed to be having spaces and indenting and capitalization. And I'm really commenting on that, or I was commenting yesterday on that assignment. So you want to make sure that you're understanding what you might have to adjust as you're getting ready to work on today's writing assignment. So for today, you will need your white binder, your language arts materials packet, paper, and a pencil. So you need to pause and go get any of these. You may do so now and then come on back. So our objective for today is going to be, again, writing a friendly letter. This time you're going to be writing a letter to father. So I am going to flip you around. We're going to take a look at some things together, reviewing a little bit of yesterday's work and getting into today's work. So here we go. All right, so this is just the notes that we took yesterday, which I'm going to go through again very, very quickly. And again, I'm reiterating that I commented on yesterday's assignment, so you want to make sure you're going back to take a look at that and figure out what, if anything, maybe would need to be changed as you're getting into today's assignment. So remember that the date goes on the top line, the very top line on the right-hand side, and you should have the month, the number, a comma, and the year. Then you're going to skip one line. You're not going to indent, but you are going to capitalize your greeting, which is most often going to be dear whomever, and the comma should come at the very end, not in the middle, not between your greeting and the name, but after the person's name. Okay? Then you're going to skip a line before your first paragraph. You're going to indent, and then you'll write whatever you're going to write in your first paragraph. Between paragraphs, you're going to skip one line. Again, you're going to indent and then write whatever you're going to write in the second paragraph. When you're ready to complete the letter, you're going to skip 2 lines. On the right side, you'll write a closing followed by a comma, like sincerely, love, yours truly, okay? You will not skip a line and you'll go right to the signature. Then you will skip a line if you're going to do a postscript, which again, you do not have to do a postscript, but if you are going to do a postscript, you'll skip a line. You'd write PS, and then you'd write whatever your postscript is, and you'll notice that you will not indent. Okay, so again, this is what we worked on yesterday. I guess I shouldn't say yesterday. This is what we worked on Tuesday. So make sure you're going back and reading comments to make sure that you're following the expectations correctly, because we're going to be continuing to work on that again today. With that, today, this is our assignment for today. We're going to be working on this writing assignment. So here we go. Today, you become one of the March girls. Away from your father for many months while he is fighting in the American Civil War. So consider chapter 16, fifth graders. Where the girls all did write letters to their mother in this case, right? But they were all writing letters to their mother. And so you're going to kind of take that on yourself a little bit and pretend to be a character. So to bring him a little peace and happiness during this difficult time, you are writing him a letter to cheer him up and fill him in on what's happening at home. So you get to kind of put on your best hat and become one of the March girls. So your sheet is going to tell you you will be writing this letter as blank. This sheet is in your language arts materials packet. So who did you get? Did you get Meg? Did you get Joe? Did you get Amy? Did you get Beth? It's going to tell you who you're going to be writing as, okay? So we're going to do 2 parts. This part is the brainstorming part of it. This is going to help you to prepare to write this letter. So as you prepare to write this letter, answer the following questions, okay? What are some of, fill in the blanks, character traits. So you're going to write this out. You're going to write shy or angry or excited or romantic or whatever, right? You're going to fill in, and you should fill in a few things that you know that this person has as character traits. How might they, how do they act? What are their character traits? I guess I should separate those questions because we'll get to another one. So, how does, again, whomever try to carry herself? So, how does this person talk, think, act? Are they proper? Are they simple? Are they dramatic, right? Think about how they carry themselves. And so when I say carry herself, this is really about like, how do they speak? How does this character speak? How does this character act? What kind of behavior do they try to exhibit? Okay. How would she talk or write or think? Okay. So thinking about like big grand thoughts, or maybe simple thoughts, or maybe self-centered thoughts, or maybe generous thoughts, or maybe grown-up thoughts, right? What do we think about? So you're going to fill in some answers there. What would, again, blank, spend time thinking about? What things would she want to share with her father, and what things wouldn't she want to share with her father? So think a little bit about this character. What is interesting to this character? Okay. What is exciting? What does this character spend time doing? What does this character spend time thinking about? Okay. What might be a part of it? This could be related to their job. This could be related to their interests. Okay. So you're going to go through each of these questions. And if I were you, I would even consider maybe going back to what I already said and just pause as I'm explaining this one, kind of listen to my explanation, pause, and maybe fill it in. And then you keep on going. Listen to my explanation, pause, and fill it in. And again, maybe listen again here and fill it in. So you're, depending on your character, this is going to be different, right? Some characters would think about dolls, others would think about books, others would think about getting married, right? There's kind of a variety of things. You have to think about your character. And you should be really writing a few things at least as you're reflecting on this, okay? This isn't about going super fast and filling in whatever. You want to fill in some details. So yes, you're going to fill this in, and yes, you're going to submit a picture of this. You're going to show me that you've actually done this brainstorming activity. So I'm going to see a picture of this with your submission today. This is not it, though. This is not all of your homework. It's just part of it. Then, once you've kind of spent some time brainstorming, getting yourself in the mindset of this character, okay, then you're going to start developing a letter. You're going to pretend to be this character and write a letter, okay? Pretend to be this character writing to their father. You're going to write it like in first person and really try to take on that character, okay? So some things that you'll want to remember. Your letter must follow the friendly letter format. So that's referring to these notes, okay? Your letter must be at least 10 sentences long. There were some questions yesterday. Does the postscript count? Yeah, if it's a complete sentence, it does. It counts as one of the 10 sentences, but you have to have at least 10 sentences total. Okay, and finally, you are blank. Your letter should make that apparent. So as I'm reading, I want to really see some clues that you are capturing this character. Again, from these types of things that I see, they really captured these character traits, or I can see the way that they're using slang like a certain character, or bad punctuation, or things like that, right? Or these are the things that they're talking about. We should have ideas of who you're writing about. So I'm going to give you an example letter again, and this is, you have a copy of this in your resource or in your materials packet, okay? Sample letter to father. I'm writing it from Marmy because I don't want to give you too many ideas about how you might capture your character, okay? But it should give you an idea of what this might look like. So April 12th, 1862. And as you're asking about the date, it's kind of up to you to pick a date, except that we know that this book is set during the Civil War. So really your year should fall somewhere during the American Civil War. And if you're not exactly sure when that is, we took notes about it at the beginning of Little Women, so you can look in that reading section of your white binder and you should be able to find the notes that we took that gives you the outline of your Civil War dates, okay? So, dearest husband, not indented, comma, skip a line, indent. I'm sorry it has taken me so long to write. Amy has had some trouble at school, which has required the family's attention. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have written sooner. skip a line, indent. Your daughters are growing up nicely, becoming such wonderful young women. Of course, they struggle to be good all the time, but they are trying in earnest to become the virtuous young women we have raised them to be. Amy is learning to be less conceited and more humble about her accomplishments. Beth is becoming more confident and brave daily. She's even been visiting Mr. Lawrence and playing his piano. Jo is as energetic and outspoken as ever, but could learn to be kinder to her sisters, particularly Amy. Meg is sometimes unhappy about how little we can afford, but she is trying to be content with what she has. Skip a line and indent. We think of you and pray for you daily. Please be safe and take care of yourself. I long for the day when you will all be at home with us, when you will be at home with us again. Skip 2 lines. We're going to the right. All my love, comma, and then no skipping a line between. Just go to the next one. Signature, Marmee. Okay, so this gives you an idea of what you might do, right? And how you might try and capture this character. So I'm thinking about the fact that Marmee here is really showing her wisdom as she goes through. I think it's a character trait of Marmee. She's also really patient. She's also really kind. And I think we're seeing all of these things coming. What might she write about? Of course, she'd write about her daughters. That is something that she spends a lot of time thinking about and talking about. Okay. And there's this expression of love, which of course she feels this love for her husband. Okay. So this gives you an example of what you might try to do. You'll see, again, I have 3 paragraphs. You don't need to have 3 paragraphs, but I would think about grouping your thoughts together a little bit. Okay. Think about our date being during the Civil War and our signature. Okay. So with that in mind, again, you're going to brainstorm here, and then you're going to get a piece of loose leaf out, and you're going to write your letter. You're going to write this letter to Father, pretending to be whichever character that you found on your sheet. And so then when I'm grading it, this is what I'm going to be looking for. This is going to end up being a 10-point assignment altogether, a 10-point writing assignment. So I'm going to look, did you follow the friendly letter format? So the notes, did you follow the friendly letter notes that we highlighted yesterday or on Tuesday? And you have at least 10 sentences in the letter. This is up for 4 points, depending on how we do with your following of the format. Did you revise so that there were no grammatical errors? Specifically, really looking for capital letters at the start of sentences and end marks at the end of sentences for 2 points. And I know that some of you, depending on who you might have, might be asking, but what if I have a character who's really bad at grammar? That is fine, okay? I just want the capital letters and the end marks, and so what you do in the middle, depending on if that's appropriate for your character or not, and those of you who have the character I'm thinking of are probably like, oh yeah, I know who she's talking about. All of you, in theory. Maybe there's more grammar. And then did you capture the character? Do I see, when I'm reading your letter, do I think, yeah, there are character traits that reflect that character? Yeah, that character would be interested in this topic. Yeah, this does sound like the personality of this character, okay? All together for 10 points, okay? So as we're thinking about this should give you a little bit of an idea of how you're going to be capturing this character, okay? Remember that we can kind of talk through it, but really use this as an opportunity, this brainstorm, to get your thinking going so that you can then move in. So when you're done, having completed this assignment, the 2 things that I need to see a picture of your thoughtful work here. And again, we need to have like a 3 at least of each of these, really showing me your thoughts here. And then I also need to see a picture of your final draft of this letter. Turn it into a letter. And again, you're not going to just say like, dear Father, I'm Amy. I am selfish. I am pretty. I am an artist, right? You're not just copying these things down. These are just kind of getting your thoughts going so that you can then jump into that character. So this doesn't turn directly into your letter. It just gets your juices flowing, okay? So I'm going to see a picture of this completed. I'm going to see a picture of your letter completed. Both of those are a part of the assignment. Once you're done with that, you're going to start trying to put these things into places. So all 3 of these sheets, actually, the notes from yesterday, the sample letter, and this brainstorming sheet, these are all going to go into the writing section of your white binder when you are done, into the writing section, okay? And then even after you turn in pictures of this, I want you to save these letters for a future activity, okay? As always, if you have questions, let me know. This is one of my favorite writing assignments to read. It's very exciting to see you guys get into it. So I'm super excited to see your creativity come in and really how you can capture these characters. So reach out if you have questions, but otherwise, good luck, have fun. I cannot wait to see it.